Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2 Remote Edition. In the previous episode, we basically kind of replaced many of our aging truck convoys with a lot of new, bigger trucks to make it a lot easier to transport our supplies from the warehouses into town. And in this episode, we're probably going to continue on doing that, and, well, actually, moreover, trying to get some new services set up so we can at least start making some more money. Also, before the beginning of this recording, I also took the liberty of replacing some of our aging passenger equipment, such as these new Bud Metroliners replacing the old Silverliner stock. And if I could find one of these electric trains, wherever it could be, nope, that's a diesel train. We replaced some of our aging Pullman passenger cars with a brand new set of streamlined Haven passenger cars. As a result, all of our express passenger trains do no longer need to have those boring, heavy Pullmans behind them. Although, I am still keeping them in-game because I'm going to be using them for something kind of special once we reach our 100th anniversary in 1985. But other than that, though, I believe we might need to get started on basically changing some of the aspects of the game. Like, for example, why is this train delivering loads of copper bars on the passenger line? Should be on the freight lines. Because it's basically blocking the way of the other trains that are leaving this roundhouse. I mean, seriously, I got some freight trains needing to pick up fuel. And not to mention, with some of the mods now basically being removed and changed up, our game frame rate is going to be a lot better now going forward. And about time, too. Ugh. I mean, I like having a lot of these different trains in the game, but the problem is it basically makes the game so darn laggy. Plus, many of our trains are still in the engine house, waiting to be taken out. But, however, with that in mind, we can at least finally get some stuff done. Speaking of which, let me see. We already got our first set of freight trains to pick up fuel from the refinery, though I think we need to deliver some more refined oil, and... uh-oh. Mutually blocked. Where would this be? Oh, you have got to be joking. Can I, like, change this double switch into something a little more different? But this is basically clogging up all the trackage, though. Although some trains are able to get around based on the track design, I think I might have to do a little bit of modifications in the post-production of this video to make it a lot easier for all of our trains to basically go around the station, because I think it's basically blocking their way. Moreover, this train is blocking the way for one of my services. Let me see. Maybe I might be able to fix this by just doing this. There we go. I have to, like, glitch it up a bit, but it should basically be able to bypass these problems. It should be clear now, I think. Oh, right, this is still in the way. No problem, I can easily set up a small temporary signal to basically modify the train's length a bit. Like so, I believe. Let's see, will this work? It's working a little. There we go. Now the track is fully on clear for this train of delivery of alcohol barrels. But once that is clear, all the other trains will be able to finally get out of the engine house. Although I don't understand why trains can't just basically use this track to get to their destinations. They just basically want to have a full-on run to pick up their end destination first, and then they basically go to their proper starting destinations. Well, whatever the case, at least, however, we finally got those problems all sorted out. Ugh. I don't like it when my trains get blocked up. It makes everything so darn confusing, and it basically makes everything go to a standstill. Let's see. It should have a clear road into the station now. Well, through the station, I mean. A lot of the other tracks are just blocked by other trains. I think maybe the distant signal one might be the issue. Not to mention, though, I think it's about time that we got started in delivering manufactured goods. Let's see. Oh, I actually forgotten to basically take care of the trains that deliver loads of plastics and some steel. I better go and get a train set up to deliver loads of plastic then. Let's see. Diesels. Obviously, we're going for the GP38-2 because it's a good, strong freight diesel that we can use. And let's see. Plastic. Plastics. We'll just use a couple of... We'll just make it a bit of a mixed freight. Although, we could also transport loads of that stuff on some of the new piggyback cars. I think a 410 units of plastic is alright. Go to cabooses and add a bay window and assign it to that new service to pick up loads of plastic. Let's see, plastic. Processed products. Here we are. Plastics. This train is basically taking forever to clear this block. You know what? I think it is time to actually start thinking on how we could improve this operation. We could try to loop it back on this line, but the trains won't go on that because it's a longer route. What if they basically take the track to the right here and just go straight? Oh, we got some new equipment. RTA diesels, some gallery cars, and a gondola. Let me think. Trains will basically have to go left or straight at this junction. But it should basically be a nice work around the station, even if it's a little bit slow. Well, again, I don't know. Trains always tend to basically go on the fastest route possible. But other than that, though, I think I might have an idea where we can use these new commuter trains on. I noticed that we've forgotten to basically supply commuter service for Granite. So, I think it's a good time to actually start setting up commuter trains between the two cities. First of all, we're going to basically build a new extension from this switch right here near the tracks that would lead to the one near the Champagne factory. We'll build a crossover switch here and connect the switch onto this track. But I gotta get rid of the signal because it's in the way. Then we'll do this. And there we go. Also, we'll have to get rid of these old signals because we're going to get some new ones that are a lot more usable. Put this there, put this here, and also place down a new dwarf signal on this junction. then replace these signals here with a brand new set. Do that. And I also forgotten to mention I might need to add some whistle posts, because I kind of forgotten to add those in recent games. Because I want my trains to... Wait. Oh, for a second I thought the train was heading towards the passenger terminal, but in reality it's heading towards the fruit juice factory. Because it's carrying fruit, of course. Let's see. Now then, with that in mind, time to get started on adding a new some new trains. We'll connect to Granite, and then up to Woodsburg. Let's see. I think this will be known as local train number 17. And I'll need to set up a new service between here at Granite to Woodsburg on another track. Alright. This local train number 18. Let's see. Granite. It's on track 3. Though I want to survey for another express we might have in the future. Actually, I think I'll probably put the commuter train on track 3. Now, with that being said, now that we have our new express train set up, how is this train not even moving now? Well, at least this train is finally moving. Again, though, there's so many so many trains operating in a single section, it's basically causing a huge traffic jam. I need to find a way to get trains around the station to reach their destinations. I think I might have an idea, though. Let's see. Maybe I might be able to curve the tracks a bit to the right a bit. Let's see. Take the track to the right. Let's basically raise the track up a bit so it will be high enough to pass over the roads that lead to the station. Hopefully this new curvature of track will basically it will be the similar length, but it will allow trains to either travel onto this line or travel onto this, allowing freight trains to bypass the station entirely. Construction not possible. I think I might have to extend the track a bit higher. Do that. Do that. Dang. Not high enough. Ugh. It'll have a bit of an uneven gradient climbing up, but that's because I need to have a gradient that's big, steep, that's high enough to build over these roads, which it's finally able to after so long. Let's see. Let's basically go this way. It'll bypass town. And I think... I mean, how will I basically do this? 40 mile-an-hour curve track here. Do this as well. And then just basically do this to basically alleviate the need for having trains traveling onto that track. That is, if I could basically connect the switches, and then connect this section of track. Though, I think I probably might build an underpass on this. And delete some of this track too, because, again, I want to basically try to alleviate the need of having so many darn railroad crossings. Okay. Go over this section. We'll probably just build a bridge over this. And finally, connect these two ends together. Perfect. Let's see. There will be some freight trains that will basically use that track, but at least, however, most of my freight trains will basically go around. Hopefully around the station, and will no longer be too congested with traffic. Trains 78 and 70 and number 2 are blocked. Of course. That should do it. That should clear things up. And hopefully... Still waiting? I think I might have to build another engine facility. But, at least at this point, I can at least acquire my new diesel engines for the commuter service. Let's see. We'll get this locomotive in about, let's see. We'll just get 3 coaches and a cab car on the rear end, so the diesels can basically travel in one direction forward and reverse in the other direction with a cab car leading. And with that, we'll basically assign them to the new service. You go on number 17, and you go on service number 18. That's funny. No freight trains are using this line. I think I might be able to fix that. Okay, that's 1 freight train down and several more to go. Ugh. I'll restrict some of the more faster trains to travel on that through the station. Some of the slower freights will have to go around. Whoops. There we go. That's another signal set down. Let me think. This train of sugarcane could basically travel onto this line and then return back on this track. The more trains that travel on this new diversionary track, the better. I think that'll probably be the main goal for today's episode. I'll get as many trains as I can that are using the main line to go around. Once they go around on those new tracks, then the stations won't be so heavily clogged up with traffic. That's funny. How is the signal not basic? You can travel on the same on this track on the reverse trip. Let me see. Ah, that's the problem. I forgot to set it on a switch that will go onto the freight line instead. Well, it is on the freight line. Then it will basically go back up this. It will go up this way, and then take a track to the right. Then, after Black Diamond Exchange, the train will basically travel onto this switch. Could not connect all stations. Ugh, so difficult to. Let's see. What destination is this train supposed to go to? It's supposed to go to here. Oh, we also have a new electric freight engine, the GM6C, as well as some new taxis, and a new bus, a new diesel, and a new electric engine. And also a new boxcar and a new boxcar, the 50-foot one. That 50-foot boxcar could be very much better to use compared to many of the older boxcars we have on our fleet. And about time, too. We can finally start standardizing our freight cars. Ugh, I think I'll probably just get rid of the signal that leads to that track. Uh, why is it going that way when it should be going this? Let's see. Okay. Then from there, we'll go down onto this track. And then after Longhorn, it will go onto this side signal, and then go onto this track. There. Much better. Which kind of reminds me, I think it's about time that we also took care of one more service before we finish this episode off. Because I have a feeling that now that we have Kingsburg capable of being delivered passengers to Woodsburg, actually, yeah, I think Kingsburg Station could be connected, could have a commuter service in. So, local train number 19. And finally, we'll acquire a new diesel. Well, acquire another commuter train. We'll have another Alco GRS1. Get one baggage car and 5 of these P70 coaches, and that will basically be it. on 120th train, and it will be used on the new local passenger service. Other than that, I think we have reached our good ending point for today's episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!